Have you ever wondered if the tightness in your hamstrings is more than just physical? What if it carries unspoken emotions, or even traces of the past like an old story written into your very muscles? Most people, especially after 50, assume stiffness is simply the price of aging. We shrug and say, I'm just not as flexible as I used to be. But what if that's only half the truth? What if behind that tension lies something deeper, something both modern science and ancient wisdom are beginning to agree on? Every time you fold forward, you're not just stretching muscles, you're tapping into your nervous system, into emotional memory, into the body's own code of safety and control. And when that hidden lock begins to open, something shifts. Today, I'll share with you one simple daily practice that can transform not only your body, but also your emotions, your mind, and even your spirit. This isn't about whether you can touch your toes. It's about rewriting the way your body relates to aging, teaching it to flow again, to move with freedom instead of resistance. If you've ever felt like your body is holding you back, like there's still life and energy inside you waiting to break free, then you're exactly where you need to be. Stay with me until the very end, because once you see this, you'll never look at stretching the same way again. And before we dive in, drop your name and where you're watching from down in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. Benefit 1. Reclaiming flexibility. What it really means after 50. Most people think flexibility after 50 is about showing off fancy moves or pulling off a yoga split. But true flexibility at this stage isn't about performance. It's about how gracefully you move through life physically, emotionally, and mentally. As we age, we often confuse stiffness with destiny. We sigh and say, that's just getting old. But what if the real reason isn't age at all, but the fact that your body has been locked in protection mode for decades? Your hamstrings, for example, belong to a powerful network called the myofascial backline. When they tighten, it's not only about preventing injury. Sometimes it's your nervous system shielding you from vulnerability, from stress, even from emotions you never had space to release. That stiffness you feel, it's not only physical, it can be existential tension, layer upon layer of holding patterns silently built up over the years. And here's the good news. By practicing a simple forward fold every day, breathing deeply and staying mindful, you begin to unravel those knots. The result isn't just a looser body. Your whole life starts to feel lighter. Decisions flow more easily. You react less and respond with more clarity. You show up more fully in your relationships. You stop clinging so tightly to control, and you begin to trust the natural flow of life again. This isn't stretching to feel young. It's opening the door to something much greater, a return to freedom. It's about remembering something simple yet profound. Your body still knows how to move, how to receive, and how to trust, even after 50. And that, my friend, is what real flexibility looks like. Benefit 2. Release hidden stress and stored tension. Let's talk about stress. The kind that doesn't just live in your thoughts, but hides in your body. Many people believe stress leaves once the moment has passed. But the truth is, after decades of pushing through life, most of us are carrying years of unprocessed tension quietly stored away. And it doesn't just vanish on its own. It tucks itself deep into your tissues, especially in your hamstrings. Think about the long hours spent sitting, the silent moments where you held your breath through difficulties, or the countless times you pushed forward without pause. Your nervous system learned a single rule: survive by contracting. Over time, the muscles along the back of your body, most of all your hamstrings, became your armor. But here's the secret: that armor isn't just protecting you from injury, it's holding on to the weight of emotions you never had the space to process. And this is where the daily forward fold comes in. It isn't merely a stretch, it's like whispering to your nervous system, you're safe now. When you add in mindful breathing, a gentle touch, and slow intentional movement, something powerful begins to unfold. That long-held stress starts to melt. You might notice subtle tremors in your legs, warmth spreading through your body, or even emotions surfacing unexpectedly. That's not weakness. That's release. That's healing. And little by little, the chronic tension you've carried in your jaw, in your shoulders, in your hips begins to soften. You'll find yourself sleeping more deeply. You'll move through your day calmer, steadier. For the first time in years, you may feel as though your body isn't fighting against you anymore, but finally partnering with you. True healing doesn't demand effort, it asks for permission. And this small daily ritual gives your body exactly that permission to reset, to let go, and to trust again. Benefit 3: better sleep, brighter mood, smarter decisions. After 50, it's tempting to believe restless nights, drained energy, or mood swings are just part of the deal. We brush them off as normal aging. But what if your sleepless nights and roller coaster moods aren't really about age at all? What if they're the result of a nervous system locked in survival mode? When your body clings to stress, it doesn't clock out at bedtime. It stays humming beneath the surface, whispering to your brain, "Stay alert, stay tense, don't relax." That's why you wake up exhausted. That's why little things feel overwhelming. That's why even simple decisions feel heavier than they should. Here's the magic: the simple act of folding forward with awareness begins to ripple through your entire system. This practice gently stimulates the ventral vagus nerve, the very pathway in your nervous system that governs rest, digestion, and calm human connection. When you pair that with deep, steady breathing and intentional touch, you send a powerful signal of safety through your body. And safety is the foundation of everything. When your body feels safe, your brain no longer has to stay on high alert. That's when real change begins. You drift into sleep more easily. You stay asleep longer. You wake with clarity instead of fog. And maybe the most important shift of all, you begin making choices not out of fear, panic, or urgency, but from a grounded place of inner clarity. This isn't just about feeling relaxed. It's about returning to a natural state where rest, joy, and wise decisions flow with ease, because your nervous system has finally remembered what peace feels like. Once that inner switch turns on, everything in life feels lighter. Benefit 4: prevent falls, improve posture, and walk tall. After 50, one of the greatest threats to independence as we age isn't disease, it's falling. A single slip on the stairs or stumble in the kitchen can change the entire course of your life. But here's what most people don't realize: stability isn't just about balance. At its core, stability comes from awareness, the body's ability to sense itself in space. And that awareness begins in the back of your body, particularly your hamstrings. As the years pass, we slowly lose that connection. Shoulders round forward, our posture collapses, our steps grow shorter, and little by little we stop trusting our own movements. But what if that loss of confidence in your body wasn't a fixed fate? What if it could be reversed? This daily forward fold reconnects you with something essential: your body's inner map. By breathing deeply, touching gently, and lowering yourself with mindful awareness, you awaken proprioception, the sense that tells your brain where your body is in space. Neural pathways between your feet, legs, spine, and brain begin to light back up. And the change doesn't happen through force, it happens through reconnection. You'll find yourself standing taller without even trying. Your steps feel more graceful, more confident, and most importantly, you begin to trust your movements again. This isn't about training to become athletic, it's about remaining sovereign in your body, able to move freely and live life on your own terms. Every fall prevented isn't just safety gained, it's freedom preserved. And this single gentle practice may be the quiet but powerful key that keeps you steady, strong, and independent. Benefit 5: awaken your creative energy and emotional vitality. Something beautiful happens when your body stops bracing against life and starts opening to it. By the time we reach our 50s, many of us have shut down pieces of ourselves just to survive. We've carried burdens for others. We've muscled through pain. We've endured storms. We've survived. But in the process, we often lose touch with our creative spark, our emotional softness, our sense of flow. Here's the truth: that part of you isn't gone. It's only been buried, hidden beneath layers of tension, responsibility, and years of holding everything together. And the daily forward fold practice with intention can help you uncover it. Because this simple act does far more than stretch muscles. It gently unlocks emotional memory stored in your fascia, especially along the deep back line of the body. As you fold forward and breathe, you might suddenly feel warmth rising through your chest, a lump forming in your throat, or even a wave of inspiration washing over you. That isn't random. It's your body speaking, releasing, remembering. That spark you feel rising, that's your energy coming back online. When you release physical rigidity, you're not just loosening muscles, you're clearing space for creativity to flow again. Inspiration begins to return. Your emotions feel more available. Suddenly you find yourself writing again, painting, dancing in the kitchen, daydreaming, or simply smiling without effort. This practice becomes a doorway not back to the person you used to be, but forward into the person you still are, hidden beneath years of armor. And here's the truth: after 50, nothing is more powerful than realizing you're not finished living fully. You're not winding down, you're just beginning again. Practice guide, how to do the forbidden fold. Safely and effectively. Now let's get practical. This isn't about forcing your body, it's about inviting it to remember. Start by standing tall, feet about hip-width apart, knees soft, weight evenly spread across your soles. Close your eyes for a moment and notice your connection to the ground. Take a long, deep inhale through your nose for a count of 6. Let your ribs expand like wings. Then exhale for a count of 8, allowing your body to soften and settle. Place your hands gently on your thighs. As you begin to fold forward, keep your spine long and your knees unlocked. Let your hands slowly slide down the backs of your legs with steady, conscious touch. Go only as far as your breath remains calm and your body feels safe. This isn't about touching the floor, it's about touching sensation, not chasing a destination. Once you reach your edge, pause there. Breathe 3 full cycles. With every exhale, invite your body to surrender just a little more. Notice the sensations in your hamstrings. Maybe you feel warmth rising, maybe a tremor, maybe even a sudden swell of emotion. That isn't failure, it's release. Stay in the fold for 1 to 2 minutes or less if needed. When you rise, do it slowly, vertebra by vertebra, staying fully present to every sensation. Remember, this isn't a workout. It's a ritual, a daily ceremony of reconnection. Done consistently, it becomes a powerful signal to your nervous system. You don't need to brace anymore. It's safe to flow. Even 1 mindful minute a day can create change. But the magic is in consistency, gentle, steady present. Who should avoid this practice? While the fold is gentle, it isn't right for everyone. If you've had recent spinal surgery, a herniated disc, or severe sciatica, always consult your doctor or physical therapist before trying. Avoid deep forward folds if you're managing osteoporosis with spinal compression risk, or if forward bending triggers sharp pain. This practice is about listening, not forcing. If your body says not yet, honor that wisdom. Healing has many paths, and gentleness always outranks ambition. Support yourself with props, modify as needed, and when in doubt, choose kindness over pushing. Conclusion. This isn't just a stretch, it's a return. If you've stayed with me to this point, hear this clearly, you are not behind. You're standing at the threshold of a beautiful return. This daily fold might look like a stretch, but what it really offers is a pathway back to yourself, to the version of you that moves with ease, breathes without bracing, and trusts your body instead of fearing it. Too often, after 50, the world whispers, slow down. Every time you fold forward with care, you're not just loosening muscles. You're dissolving decades of tension, rewriting old stories etched into your tissues, and sending a new signal to your nervous system. It's safe now. Live fully. And when you do this every day, the transformation is undeniable. You sleep more soundly. You carry yourself taller. You feel joy in your own skin. You stop reacting from fear and start responding with calm wisdom. Most importantly, you begin to move through life, not stiff, not guarded, but fluid, creative, and vibrantly alive. That's the real gift. Not touching your toes, but touching your truth. So now I ask you, what part of your body is quietly asking to be heard today? Share it in the comments, I'd love to know. And if you have a friend who needs this message, pass it along. Your simple gesture could change their life. This is your moment, your return. Let's keep moving forward, softly, steadily, bravely.